Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Hands in a Radio, the first outside day of 2018. I'm at my secondary office location. Where we normally go is kind of underwater right now, so I've got a little asphalt parking lot that's under my feet and truck, and so I think this will do for the outside stuff right now till things dry out. Anyway, Mac the Knife, a supporter of the channel, sent me a message, it's been several days ago, and he said, Two Hands, what do you think of the realistic DX-440? Do you have one? Would you like one? And the next thing I know, on my doorstep, Mac sent me a beautiful realistic DX-440. It's around 1988, 1989 era. We'll say 1988 for the conversation. What is that, 28 years ago, 29 years ago, something like that. And forget the math. Anyway, here it is. What an amazing radio. I've read that it's a rebranded Sangean 803A, I believe. Let me get my notes out here so I can put those up and have both hands free. This thing is huge. It measures in 12.2 inches by 6.3 inches by 2.4 inches thick. Wait for this one, a 54-inch telescopic antenna. Absolutely amazing. To power this beast is 2 AA batteries for the clock and 6 D batteries for the radio. We have a 3.5-inch speaker. Back in 1988, this sold out of the Radio Shack catalog for $199. I think that's all my notes that I need right now. And I just wanted to kind of give a quick look at this thing. And I told Mac, I said, this deserves to be outside. And it deserves to be my first outside video of the year. What a cool radio. We got the speaker covered already. We have a beautiful display up here. The clock, nice, big, just like I like it. Direct entry keypad. All our buttons here, FM, AM, long wave, medium wave, short wave. Wherever you want to go. The mode button, I haven't even played with the mode button yet. But we can store things in memory. We can do scans. We can go up and down like the shortwave bands. Absolutely amazing. Power button, volume slider, balance, left and right. I don't know if the balance, I haven't hooked up to the earphones yet, so I don't know if the balance probably works on the stereo headphones. I don't think it does anything with just a single speaker. We have separate treble slider, bass slider, BFO, lower sideband, upper sideband for our single sideband stuff, RF gain switch, which I just read in the directions it should be to max to start with. We have a dual function switch here, FM stereo and mono for the headphones, or wide and narrow when you're in AM, the bandwidth. Our BFO in and out turns the BFO switch on. And we have a lock button that, I read part of the manual, and it's so cool that the lock switch prevents unauthorized access of your radio. And I thought it was so cool. It's like, why don't you just say it locks the entire keypad down, power button, everything's locked down. And so you don't bump into it and change something or whatever, but prevent unauthorized access. That sounded kind of official and scary. Very cool. So that's your lock button there. I don't want to turn this around too much because it took a while to get it in frame here. Tuning knob on the right hand side. Just very, very simple tuning knob. There you go. The back side, we've got the battery door for the 6D batteries and the AA batteries. We have an RCA plug here, and that is your external antenna jack. And an external and internal antenna switch. And that was a trip. I was just lucky enough to have a bunch of connectors and things. Just take an RCA mono plug and plug it in there, drop it down to your 1/8 inch plug, wherever you want to go with it, but an 1/8 inch plug. Then from there, get it into your antenna connection and hook it up to the big antenna, and this thing really shines. It has a wire bail, so you can set it in an angle. I don't think the angle's going to do us a lot of good today. I'll leave that out and we'll try it. I think it needs to be set up so we all can see it. On the left-hand side, we have a headphone jack and our DC adapter. And it does have a place for a shoulder strap. And on the top, we've got, I don't know that I can get here, we have a light button for the display light, a timer switch, and a sleep switch. This thing has an alarm clock on it. It has, make sure I'm in the right place here, alarm clock, timer, sleep timer. This does a lot of stuff, a lot of magic. And so with that, now that I've spun it around, let's hoist the mast up here. My land, this thing is, I knew it was so big that I wanted to measure it before I put the antenna up. And the antenna rotates all the way around, and when you lay it down on its, you can see the antenna from here. Yeah, see, we can't see the radio at all if I set it down on its stand. But it's rotatable. It will go straight up when it's on its stand. I think it almost goes straight up when it's laying flat on the desk. Anyway, everybody probably wants to hear this thing rather than just hear me talk, I'd say. Just very simple. Let's start off with let's start off here. I got a copyright, dinged on copyright the other day for my FM selection, so I'm going to be very careful with the FM. 93.1's Indianapolis talk radio. We'll go there and then we'll just skip around. You kind of heard just a blip of some music, and it's fantastic audio.
Patriot Mobile is celebrating the accomplishments of our president in his first term. Patriot Mobile wants to give back in a big way, and what better way?
And it will fill the room up, that's for sure.
So this is why, for the entire month of February,
very, very cool.
Mobile is offering iPhone 6S.
Let's go to medium wave next. Here's Cincinnati.
Ohio and Florence, Kentucky. 201 East 5th Street, Suite 1410, Cincinnati, Ohio, 4520.
It does have, you'll hear that little, they call it chuffing, where it kind of tick, tick, tick through. Not too bad. That's, what that is the 1980s version of mute on tuning. And it's that little chuffing there. I read there is a modification that you can do to this. You take the back off, you take the ribbon cable off, and there's one wire that you either cut or bend, and then plug it back in. I'm not about to do it. There is no way I would open this. No, there's no way. And I'm not going to ruin this beautiful radio, that's for sure. But you could fix that, I suppose, if you were handy, you know. And that's like it's like what my grandpa told me. He said, with women, if they don't find you handsome, you better be handy, and if you're not handy, you better be funny. Well, you kind of see where I fell in at, and I'm certainly not handy, that's for sure. And but anyway, I'm not about to try that, but it's out there. And but if you use the scan, it's a dream. Nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. You're in good hands. I have no idea where we're at. 810. 810 is something good, I think. Chicago, maybe? Hit Cincinnati. Let's just go up to our local station here.
What was
really alleged about Page was the meetings with the two top
Then you can
Russian operatives,
enter in
which.com.
Your frequency. Direct enter keypad like 1070 is 1070, and hit the execute button. That means enter. And it just takes off. Very, very cool.
Leisure centers offer the perfect combination of food and
There's
fun
that.
for your
Let's
next
try
group event. At Royal Pen, you don't have to be a
just
super
quickly.
Play with some numbers, all right?
Oh, okay.
And so
normally $13.90 is music.
If you did what we teach, you'd be putting in $18,000 a year, which is $1,500.
I don't know what recall does.
15% of your income going into retirement.
Okay, long wave. Probably not much on long wave. Let's see. Let's go back real quick.
Let's pretend
Let's try
that it did
balance
at
did
12%,
nothing.
because that's what I do my calculations on. You could calculate
There's
on
our
more
treble.
or less if you want. That alone would be about $1.5 million.
There's our base.
Okay.
So there's that.
Now, however,
Let's
what we need
see.
to keep in mind is this: we did.
And then there's our
$1,000
wide and narrow
for 20 years.
bandwidth. Very cool.
Come on, Dave.
Let's zip over to, I wanted to see shortwave now. Shortwave up or down, so you've got different ways to tune with this. You can use the tuning wheel and go that way, or you can use the up or down button. And if you want to go fast, you hold it down. I think I just heard something just there. Maybe not. Or you can hit scan. Let's there's 15 megahertz WWV. Listen to that signal. That's what 54 inches of antenna out in absolute no interference will do for you. Let's just for giggles try 20. Very rarely have I ever heard it on 20 megahertz. 25 megahertz, I don't think is anything. Yeah, now I don't even know if they still do 25 megahertz or not. Let's go to 10.
Universal time.
There you go. Absolutely amazing. I guess I should say it is 2 o'clock or so, 2:30 maybe, in the afternoon here central Indiana. I think everybody knows by now where I'm at, and very, very cool. I don't know if it'll do 5 megahertz. You can barely hear it. It's way too early in the day for that. So let's go back to 15. My gosh, that comes in nice. And let's just hit scan. And you just hit scan, and it's going to find the next available station for us. And that's what I've been doing all weekend long. I just settle on a band, and I just relax, and I read a book, or I read a PDF, or whatever, and I just let it scan to the next channel. And it's so nice. And it's got a display here that shows you your bands. Right now we're in the 19 meter band, which goes from 15,100 to 15,600. And what you can't see outdoors is this has red LED lights for a signal strength. And when you're inside, these will go, when it's fully tuned, it'll light up all the way. Looks very, very cool. And same, you've got a stereo light here, the power light. You just can't see it outside. And then you can kind of fine tune it from there. Let's go ahead. There you go. Then we'll go on up to the next. And that's just how you roll. And I think it's continuous, I believe. When it gets to 600, it should keep on going. Yeah, it's 611 already. So it's just continuous. it scans all the stuff out of those bands too. We're in between the 19 and 16 meter bands now, and it's just out there looking on its own. That's what I really like, because you can find there's pirate stations hiding in places and stuff that's just 9395. 9395 is in between 41 and 31. And that's, what is that, WRMI? So that's very cool. We'll let it scan here just a little longer, and I'll try to fill the void here a little bit. It's very, very cool. I absolutely love this radio. It's been like I said, I have tinkered with it all weekend long. Just love it. And it's just rolling now. It's again, it's in between 19 and 16 meter. We're 17,500. That's going to be your next band, so we can jump to that and start the scan again if we want. Or if you're feeling really brave, you can start off at 2300 and just let it go through the whole thing. This covers 2300 through 26100 on the shortwave dial. AM, FM frequencies are just the standard old stuff. Let it run through here and see if it finds anything. Okay, it's out of the 16 meter now. Let's drop down, since it is the afternoon, let's drop down to 11650. Buttons are so nice on this thing. Let's just scan this for a little bit and see what we got. See what it might pick up. There you go. And then it stops. And when it finds something, it stops. I know the, what was it? The XH Data D808, it stops for 3 seconds. Gives you a choice whether you want to put it in memory or not, and then it keeps on going. I like this, that it stops and lets me decide when to go again. Just reach up, tap the scan button, and off we go. Very, very cool. And it is daytime. We're not going to get a massive amount of stuff in the daytime. But like I said, this is just kind of an overview of the whole radio. Hook this up to a big antenna, and holy cow, nighttime gets a lot of fun with this thing. And let's just go back down to 9500. Well, we'll start off at 9395. There you go. And then we'll just scan up from that, see if there's anything here. 31 meter livens up about this time of day now. Normally in the summertime, it livens up around 8 o'clock at night, and now it's right about now. Like I said, it livens up right about now. All depends. I think the solar flux index is down today, pretty low. There, it found something. At least found enough to stop on something. Should stop at 99.55 probably. Like I said, it should have. It'll stop at 10. No, kept right on going. Well, that shows you how accurate the scans are in the world. Nothing there. There you go. Oh, on WWV, when you're on a scan, if it scans and you hear that tock, 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 if it scans and it gets in between the tock and that dead spot right there, it doesn't think there's anything there. It's not continuous. And so it just rolls on by WWV. That's probably why it skipped it. So anyway, and we're dealing with something from, whatever I said, 28 years, 29 years, something like that, 27 years, somewhere in there, 1988. It can be forgiven with a lot of little things. I mean, it's got some age on it, and it does a fantastic job, I think. And anyway, let's try. I don't think we'll get 5850. I don't think so. That'll come to life later this evening. Anyway, let's try to find, see if we can find some single sideband. Don't know if we can or not. Oh. Come on back here. Say something else. There's something there. Turn that down. Oh, you gotta have BFO in. That's what you gotta do. You gotta remember your BFO switch.
WA6, Fox, Golf, India, right?
There you go.
Okay, Gary, WA6, Fox, Golf, India. Okay, fine. You're 5 and 9 right at the S9 mark here on the relatively well-calibrated S meter in the LTS 940.
There you go.
I used to live out in Grass Valley. You may know where that is. It's not that far away, but 70 miles from Sacramento, as I recall. It was a long time ago. Over.
You gotta remember your BFO in and out switch. Just because you're twisting the knob doesn't mean anything unless you have it in. So glad I remembered that quickly. But there's your single sideband conversation.
Okay,
Amateur radio conversation.
Sounds great, by the way. Yeah, I remember there's a big train yard. Was that not Roseville? What was it up there? It's on the tip of my tongue. Right where Highway 49 and I-80 intersect. I can't remember. I'm drawing blank on
Well, we can adjust the sound all over the place. See if the other guy will talk. He's a little stronger.
Okay, they do an on the map here. So, okay, Auburn.
Okay, that sounds about the best. Very cool. Very, very cool. And you see where I hit it? Just touched that dial and it took off. Anyway, that's about the view of this thing. Just a quick overview of it. My word, what a neat radio. And I'm very, very proud of this. And very appreciative of the generosity of Mac the Knife. Man, he came through again, that's for sure. What a neat radio. So, with that, I'm going to hit the power button. I'll probably stay out here and play around with this a little bit longer. And just very, very cool. And I may do other videos later on of nighttime AM DXing and like that. Really gets good in the evening. And I was listening to 5850 Radio Slovakia International last night. It just fantastic. It's amazing. And I don't understand a thing they're saying. Sometimes they have an English broadcast, and that's good. Most of the time it's in Slovak or Slavic, I guess. Slavic, is that how I pronounce it? Or Slovak or something like that. And their native language anyway. Don't understand a blasted thing that they're saying, but I love listening to it anyway. And that's when you know you really are hooked on shortwave radio, is when you listen to a language you don't know and enjoy it. And but they play music and stuff like that in between, and so it's really, really, really interesting. And 5850, that's one for the logbooks, that's for sure. So with that, I'm going to call this one a wrap, I think. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Hey, we're back outside. Oh, how I've hated to be at my desk with these videos, but I didn't know what else to do. My land, it has been so cold and nasty out, and today is 50 or 51 degrees, and I just loaded up the bag and said, we've got to go do this. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you like the channel and want to be notified of when I do new videos. Hit the little bell button there for the notification. If you want to help support the channel, there is a link in the description section where you can donate through PayPal. Anything's appreciated. All of it turns around and just buys more radios for us to look at. And there's also a link down in the description where you can send a gift through my Amazon wish list. And several people have done that, and very, very much appreciated. Always, what a neat surprise. Lifts your spirits up, that's for sure, when you see the mailman with an Amazon package. With that, I hope you enjoy this beautiful day. Don't know that I want to tip the camera up any, but you can see I got a blue sky, 50 degrees, no wind, not much wind. Man, what a beautiful day out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you at the next review.